All right, these next steps will be for your introduction poster, and it will be for step 4 and only step 4, which is the creating of the text box. We're going to put this text box on the right side of your document below your grade level. Now, if you need to stop the video and get your Word document up, and if you don't have the same steps done as me, that's okay. You can still do this. So we're going to come up here to the Insert menu over here, work your way down over here to create a text box. We're going to pick the first option there, draw the text box. We don't really know what size. It just needs to go under that grade level over on the right-hand side here. So just draw it. We'll size it later as we work ourselves through these steps. So you want a text box. Step 4B, you're going to type a heading of hobbies and interests. Now, we're not going to put those little quotation marks with that, and that just goes at the top of the text box. So right here, hobbies, interests, and you can pause the video at any time that you need to get your own typing done. Otherwise, that's what you need at the top of the text box. Step 4C, you need to make a bulleted list under the heading, and there needs to be 3 items in this list that you consider to be your hobbies and interests. And we're going to try to avoid like sleeping and eating and stuff like that as a hobby. So I'm going to press enter. So I'm under my heading. On the home tab is where I will find my bulleted list. I just click the bulleted list button. My little bullet shows up. And maybe one of your hobbies is snowboarding. Press enter. List another hobby or interest, maybe like playing video games, and then list a third hobby or interest. When you're done, just enter twice. One will give you another bullet. A second enter will remove that bullet. All right, moving on to step 4D. Change the font style for all the text in this box. The name of the font is Brush Script, and the size is 8. So if you select all of this text, we want Brush Script. Now, there's a lot of fonts when you scroll, so I just like to click and go BRU, there it is, Brush Script, tab. Now, if you want to hit the drop down, you can to find an 8, but you can also just type the number in if you want to. There's the 8. And so now you have applied the correct font and style to that. Step 4E, bold the heading and change the font size to 10 and the font color to orange for the heading. So the heading would be just this part, interests, hobbies, and interests. And if you need to change your zoom to see that better, feel free to do so. So just the word hobbies and interests. You're going to change that font size to be bold, or change that font to be bold. So I'm just going to click my bold button right there. I'm going to change the size to 10. So if I hit this drop down or click this arrow, there's many ways to do that. Pick your whatever way you want. There's a 10. And then the font color is right here. There's the orange color you want. And so if you look at it, it's just that title that has that format to it, not the actual bulleted list. Step 4F, you have to do a fill of text box color of yellow. Now you want to be a little careful with this. Like some people think it's this paint bucket here, but actually if I choose yellow on this paint bucket, it doesn't work. See, it just does that one line. I'm going to undo that. So what you want to do is go to shape format. You have a shape fill. So like when we do word art, we have text fill. This is a shape of a square of a text box. So the shape fill has to be yellow. And that's what you want to happen. Step 4G, we're going to apply a shape border to the text box. It's medium color blue, a weight of 3, and the dashes style is called long dash. So back here, you select your text box, and you need to be on the Shape Format tab. So where we did shape fill of yellow, very close to that, right here is your shape outline or a shape border. And so we want kind of a medium blue color. So I'm going to choose this. I'm going to choose a weight of 3 points. And there you can start to see it. And the dashes style that you want is long dash. So again, you got to hover, read for screen tips. There it is, long dash. And you click it. And there you have your text box formatted the way that you want it. And then the last step is for H. Size the text box to fit the amount of text. In other words, get rid of excess space in the text box. So you see, I have all this extra space here, and that you don't want. I'm going to change my zoom a little bit so I can see a little bit better. Yeah. So I'm going to click on the text box, grab this bottom handle, that two-headed arrow. If you get a four-headed arrow, you're not going to get what you want. That's selecting it. Two-headed arrow. I'm going to pull from the bottom side up. I don't want to cut anything off, but I don't want to leave an extra space. So maybe something like that. And then maybe a little bit two-headed arrow on the right, maybe something like that, and then grab the edge of the box with the four-headed arrow. And again, you want to position it so it's on the right side of your paper. Don't pull it way out to the edge. Leave that border there and under the 9 and to the right of your picture. And I'm going to save mine. And that is how you finish up step number 4.